So I got this email from Joseph. He has an MCI MC8, and he couldn't get out of third gear and could only drive at night to keep it from overheating. So he's going like 45 miles an hour and at night to stop from overheating. He's been, countless hours trying to figure this out. He's taken it to the Detroit diesel dealership. He's had other mechanics look at it, and just they couldn't find any issues to solve his overheating problem. So I invited him to come here on the property. He's one of our Patreon members. And I told him, come here, I'll help you work on the bus. You can do some of the work yourself. We let them do that. They can have access to our tools. We'll give you the guidance to figure it out and go from there. When he got here, his engine bay was hot. I mean, you just open the doors, you got hit in the face with heat. We took thermal sensors and checked temperature readings and everything. Everything was really warm, but there was just a ton of heat in that engine compartment. I knew that was one thing that we wanted to address first. One thing you can do on MCIs to keep the engine bay temperature down is to wrap the exhaust here like Rick did on his. So those big exhaust pipes get wrapped, and that really cuts down on a lot of heat in the engine bay. So we did that. We bought the kind where you wrap it yourself for Joseph, and we did that. So after shooting all the temperatures, we just knew that water pump was not circulating enough water. Even though he just had a Detroit diesel dealership check it out, it wasn't. And when we pulled it off, the impeller, we could tell it had been spinning on the shaft. There were circular lines up under there. So we got a rebuild kit. We rebuilt it. We had a problem where the seal had cracked the water on the water side, and water was leaking out of the weep hole. It was a Saturday. We didn't know what to do, but we called Chris Newton up in Indiana, Kentucky border there, and he had a rebuilt water pump for him. So he borrowed Kelly's car, drove up there, got the water pump, brought it back down, put it on, and that solved his water pump issues. So we got that on there.
I might want to move first.
So this is our new modified exhaust. You don't think I want my face right by it?
Good?
Oh, yeah. Everything off of the engine there, the hammer and all that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also took the screwdriver out of the pulley.
Don't let it pinch your finger, Ty.
That's what I was trying not to do. That's why it almost came back. That's why I'm missing most of that fingernail right
Yeah. So you can see by all the soot that was under the bumper, there's a bumper cover on here. Under the bumper, all that soot coming out of there. The old tailpipe, this one, it ended 100% under the bus. So it was up under there. Oops, you can't even see it, but it was crazy. The muffler actually looks really bad. Definitely got some holes in it. All that was causing soot up in there too. We're trying to get heat out of the engine bay, so we're releasing the back, less back pressure now. And
I've got the wrap.
we're gonna wrap. Yep, we're gonna wrap the exhaust on it there, and we replaced the water pump on it. And we put new seals. You put seals on the doors?
Not yet.
Okay, we got seals for the doors. Forcing air through there. We should be able to cool that engine bay considerably now by eliminating the exhaust leaks and then wrapping the exhaust. Great pipe. Well, after that, I'm happy to report that he can now go at 65, 70 miles an hour on 90+ degree days outside, and the engine never got over above 190. So that's a huge improvement for him. That's how it's supposed to be. So he was here for a few days, but his labor bill was just around $200. All the other work he did himself. We guided, gave him the tips and the pointers on what to do. If he needed to borrow any tools, we had them for him. So again, he was able to do all that himself. He had a parts bill, obviously, but he would have had that no matter what. So us letting people work on their buses here, it really does come in handy, especially for full-time RVers that wouldn't be able to tear it apart like that in a campground necessarily. Removing that muffler does, free up some horsepower for the engine, so he does like that. But he does need to get a resonator on there, so it'll cut the volume down, a good, 50, 60% from there. And that is another satisfied customer. I love to be able to do that. I feel bad that he spent so much money somewhere else, not getting the results that he needed. But we were able to take care of him in a couple days, and he's back on the road, and everything is awesome.
Up his tools, check the air and all those duels. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Well, he's got a long hard ride in old Lenny the Silver Sides. Get that bus grease monkey on the road. Well, he's got that hammer down and that 47 Hound. It's that bus grease monkey on the road. He travels all around and he's coming to your town. Get that bus grease monkey down the road. See that 4104 with the propped up engine door. Watch that bus grease monkey do his thing. 30 years behind that barn, 'cause it don't run worth a darn. Watch that bus grease monkey make it sing. He knows them Detroits, there's no doubt, upside down and inside out. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in that old blue Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Now he's moved his family to the hills of Tennessee. Watch that bus grease monkey make his home, bringing buses back to life with the help of his dear wife. Watch that bus grease monkey get it done. Well, he travels town to town working on them old greyhounds. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in old Lenny the Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know?